an awakening.
My income has doubled. I'm getting close to tripling.
You can build an amazing, amazing life, although just your wishes, your command.
How much more money I'm earning and the woman that I have in my life is just miraculous.
Your wish is your command gave me the recipe to manifest the job that I wanted. It really just gives you the recipe.
After I finished it, my life changed. My income doubled. I make lots more money. It was like magic.
I'm making more money than I've ever had, ever.
Enlightening.
Empowering.
Powerful, but simple.
Inspiring. Activating.
After getting your wishes, your command, I went from 5K on my bank account to 8 million in 1.5 years.
Can we really manifest anything? Like anything? Or are there limits?
A guy told me one time, I was talking about manifesting and positive attitude, you know? I said, you have to have a positive attitude. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your dreams. You have to believe you can make things happen. And he says, I bet you think you can do anything with a positive attitude. I said, no, actually, you can't do anything with a positive attitude. But you can do everything better than with a negative attitude. So you can't, okay, I want to become the heavyweight boxing champion of the world, and I'm going to manifest that. No, I'm not. Somebody said, well, with belief, you can float. You can walk off a building and float and defy gravity if you have enough belief. Well, nobody on the planet has that much belief. So even Napoleon Hill, when he said, whatever the mind of man can conceive and bring itself to believe, it can achieve. And that's a critical element there, because he said, in order to believe it, it has to be something reasonable. So we can only achieve things that are reasonable, because we can only achieve things that we believe we can achieve. So if a person's flat broke, they're upside down in their house, they're upside down in their car, they owe more than it's worth, their credit cards are all maxed out, and they just got fired from their job. I don't think they can believe they can be worth $100 million.
Right.
But maybe they can believe they can get a job. Maybe that's the first step that they can believe. Maybe that's all they can manifest. Good, I'm going to get an income. Maybe they can believe that I can file bankruptcy and clean the slate and start over again. Hey, a lot of very successful billionaires today file bankruptcy early in their life because they got sideways, made poor choices, made bad decisions, had errors in judgment, and they had to start over again. So you can achieve or manifest or create anything you want as long as you believe, and I'll change the word, as long as you have 100% confidence that you can achieve it. If you weigh 350 pounds and you want to weigh 185 pounds, maybe that's a tall order for you to believe, right? Or have confidence. But if you weigh 350 pounds, and if I said, do you have confidence that if you work with me every day, I'm going to be your trainer and your chef, do you have confidence that in the next year you can lose 10 pounds? The guy's like, heck, sometimes I lose 10 pounds in a day. Yeah, I mean, I weigh 350, man. It depends, you know, my fluctuates all over the place. Good. Well, let's set a goal for 1 year. We'll lose 10 pounds. Well, in the first 30 days, the guy loses 20 pounds. I go, yeah, we're way ahead of schedule. I guess we're going to have to revamp. And now the guy's confidence goes up. I'll tell you what, why don't we lose 5 pounds next month? And then he loses 15 pounds next month. We're way ahead of schedule. Do you believe, do you have confidence that you can lose 15 pounds the following? Now there's momentum. So we have to go at a gradient when it comes to manifesting something or setting a goal. We have to go at a gradient. And most people do this fantasy world where they think, well, you know, I watched The Secret and the Law of Attraction, and all I have to do is think about owning a private jet, and I just have to sit home and just meditate and just go, Om, private jet, private jet, private jet, and it's going to manifest. Well, good luck, because it's not going to happen. What occurs is the person is delusional. You see, Gordon Ramsay, the great chef, very successful entrepreneur, I think said it best. He said, Kevin, he said, you have to have a dream, but you can't live in a dream world.
Right.
You can't be delusional. So you have to have a dream. I want a private jet. Okay, good. You're broke. You don't have a job. Your credit cards are maxed out and you're upside down on your car and your house. So I know you want a private jet. That's the dream. Good. Expand. Go look at private jets. Go look at them on the internet. Dream. But now, what's the next logical step that you have to do? You know something? I need to get a job. Yeah, you need to get a job. You need to get a job. You need to bring something. So yes, you dream, but you don't live in the dream world. You then come back to reality and saying, today, what is my next logical step that'll get me an inch closer to that dream? And maybe that dream may or may never happen, but you have to dream and expand it. But then you have to focus on what is my next logical step. And when you do that, you get motivated and inspired to take action, and your action is something you enjoy, and therefore you'll create results. The journey should be the reward, not the destination. That's why the old saying is success is a journey, not a destination. It's enjoying the journey, which is truly is truly the definition of being successful in life. When you wake up every day, regardless of what the external conditions are, regardless of whether you have what you want or not, but when you wake up and say, I love being me, and I love my life. And if you are at that point, think about it. If you wake up and you actually feel like really permeates your body, I love being me, and I love my life, you are the most successful person on the planet. You can't get more successful than that. Regardless of what you physically have or what your financial situation is or what your relationship situation is or what your health situation is. And if you get to that point, that's when your external conditions will begin to improve. Wow. You have to have the attitude first for it to improve. I remember a guy, I was following him. He was a very successful guy. He did a seminar, and I kind of followed him afterwards. This was in Massachusetts decades ago. And he went to a Denny's restaurant because Denny's was open 24/7. And I'm thinking, boy, this multi-millionaires eating at Denny's. And then I realized there's no place else open. So I followed him in, and he saw that I was this kid following him around like a little puppy dog. And he says, you were at the seminar. Yeah. I says, do you have any advice for a young guy, just starting off? And he says, I'll give you this advice. When you walk into someplace, always walk in like you own it. You have to have that attitude. You walk in like you own it. And I says, well, when I have your money, I'll have that attitude too. And he said, stop. He says, the money will not get you the attitude. He says, the attitude will get you the money. He says, you have to have that attitude when you're flat broke. And when you have that attitude first, then the money will come. It's like the saying, well, Kevin, I'll believe it when I see it. No, you'll see it when you believe it.